everybody, Tyrone TG3 here. Pocket the Monster, Horizons. Episode 28 and 29. Episode 28 is titled The Stolen Treasure, and episode 29 is Orla and the Pokeball Craftsman. Oh, the K. So, I actually called it. I was like, when we started this, I was like, okay, I'm going to review each and every episode. But as Pokemon Horizons has been going on, it's been very good for me to just wait like 2 weeks and review 2 episodes at once. Reason being is because every time I've been doing that, I think the 2 episodes have always lined up in some way, shape, or form. Even if they weren't like right off of each other, the episodes always weirdly had a connection between them in some way, shape, or form via development episode or some continuing thread from a previous episode. This still follows that trend. Both episodes are connected via thread. Now, granted, the entire Horizon series is connected via thread, but these 2 episodes specifically have a continuing theme and connection and are even based off of the events of the prior episode leading into the episode that comes after. 28 is the build-up. 29 is the ending result. That being said, in episode 28, we got a lot of fun moments with Liko and Roy and Freed dealing with basically the cons man. He's Tenjin, the cons man. And when he's there, he basically tries to like scam them like multiple times. And I love how Liko basically points out like all the flaws to the scams. She's like, wait a minute, you have a sleep powder that'll make everybody go to sleep. Won't that make your Pokemon go to sleep too? Isn't that kind of useless? And then, like, they start saying other things like, oh, I used to be a great explorer. The Ariados tied us up for weeks. Wouldn't the blood have rushed to your head? Like, I like stuff like that. I don't know. I just really like the idea that Liko's just deflating each of every last thing. So then we end up with him basically stealing the ancient Pokeball right off bat because he goes to observe it and he swaps it out. So then when he swaps it out, it's very clear. He swaps it out with a Fungus. I guess is the joke at Fungus is supposed to be like a Pokeball imitation. Would have been cooler if it was a Voltorb, but I get it. Yeah, because then like he could have opened the bag and then the Voltorb could have blown up. Pokeball gag. But we still get the same result, the Fungus. So then after that, Freed gets held back because of these merchants. Basically the My Cabbage guys all came out at once with the wrath. I don't know. I like the hijinks in this episode. And I like that that prevents Freed from basically coming in to save the day. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to talk about that very briefly. With that being said, when they go off to look for the thief, for Tengen as the thief, they end up noticing that all the Pokemon, which are Steel and Ghost type Pokemon, they all basically go off and scatter with the Pokeball, with Lampent having the Pokeball, and they go off in 2 different directions. And Roy fights the Pokemon first. He fights Hondage and Bronzong and ends up losing, and then Liko ends up basically losing too. Now, I like the strategies this dude used, but he didn't need to do any of it. So, Liko tells Sprigatito to use Quick Attack. That's a normal type move. Lampent is a ghost type. So, Lampent didn't need to do anything. Tengen tells Lampent to use Ally Switch with Bronzong to prevent it from getting hit. But I'm like, it's a ghost type. You can just stand there. So, I like the strategy, but it wasn't necessary. And then Roy tells Fuecoco to use Flamethrower on Lampent. Again, it's a Lampent. Lampent has the ability Flash Fire. That means the fire wouldn't hurt it anyway, and even if it did, it's a fire type Pokemon, so it won't do a lot of damage. But instead, he tells Bronzong to use Rainy Dance to make the Flamethrower weaker. Again, good strategy, but Lampent's literally immune to both situations. It's immune to Sprigatito's Quick Attack, and it's immune to Flamethrower because of Flash Fire. Lampent could have literally just stood there, and it would have been fine. Like, there was no point. It literally could have just chilled. And so I like the strategies, but they're not necessary strategies when the ending result could have been Lampent. Stand there. Also, I love how we get from like 0 to 11 with Diana. Diana comes out, Liko grandma, and she's like, "You sold me some fake scriptures." And he's like, I did? Yeah, it says go online to read the rest. And she's like, Arcanine, kill him. like that's literally that's supposed to be like her longtime child friend. And she's like, nah, kill him, roast his ass. Like that's literally the next step she goes to. And Liko's like, chill? And not even that. I love that Hatena, I think it's Hatena. Yeah, Hatena ends up using the confusion attack on the shovel, and it flips up to the pointy side and zooms forward, and the shovel winds up cutting the bag to release the ancient Pokeball. But all it takes is some hilarious amount of editing and some like piercing sound effects, and that could have been way darker. All you could have done was move the shovel like slightly to where Lampent is. Yeah, I know it's dead already, but that would have been far more hilarious than just whoosh. So yeah, that happens. Hatena almost commits murder in its first Pokemon battle. That's funny. Other than that, basically Tengen redeems himself by being like he's sorry, and no, he tries to reconcile for everything. Turns out the people who want the information on the ancient Pokeball isn't the explorers. It's actually a lady who studies Pokeballs and wants to manufacture them, which leads into our next episode. And it's an Orla developed episode. This is good. We needed this. And I think it does a really good job of showing that. Now, you notice I skipped something. I'm coming back to it later because it happened in both episodes, and having it happen back to back is kind of pissing me off, so I'll talk about it. Don't worry, I'm getting to it. But, yeah, in that episode, the girl, she's a mechanic. I completely forgot her name. I apologize for that part. But she's a mechanic. But the problem is she wants to craft Pokeballs, but she's not good at it. Her name's Karna. And the only reason she's not good at it is because she's not maintaining her machinery. So Orla basically teaches her to do that. And Orla is basically on the verge of leaving, or at least that's what Liko thinks, but she's not. Now, what confuses me about this episode is Liko asked, why did she join Freed? And then Orla's like, didn't I tell you? And then Liko's like, I never asked. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. We already kind of saw why. Like, during the huge Freed flashback, the episode where Freed talks about why he ended up having Captain Pikachu on the team, and like all of that. We saw all of that. Like, so it feels weird because it's part of the story when Freed tells everybody. So did we see that part and Liko and Roy didn't hear that part, or what? Like Liko asked Orla, and Orla's like, I never told you, and Liko's like, I never asked, and I'm like, you kinda did when you asked Freed, because when Freed told you why he started the Rising Bolt Tacklers, he includes in his story that he asked Orla. But you can obviously argue this too. She wanted details. But first of all, we get Orla's side of the story this time. And we get further elaboration. So you can argue that's probably the reason. The reason is now we get further elaboration on Orla's half of why she decided to do it. Because we know that Orla agrees to make this ship into an airship. We don't know why. Here, we know why. We know her exact reasoning. And we see why she joined the Rising Volt Tacklers, kind of. So that's good. It's very clear they're kind of abusing her, though, why they all ask her to do these tasks. But Orla doesn't seem bothered by it. I kind of wish we had a moment in that episode where she did get stressed out about it. Like, everybody's asking her to do so many tasks that she kind of, like, flips out on everybody. It doesn't have to be, like, super mean. She could just be frustrated. And then she goes off to get some air. And when she does that, she happens to see the factory that the others went to go see. I think that would have lined up perfectly. And then everybody else could realize, wait a minute, maybe we're in the wrong. Because nobody really faces any consequences for overworking Orla in the episode. And that's what bugs me. Literally, when the episode ends, she's doing all the chores all over again. And she's just like, oh, well, I guess that's what I gotta do. Ha ha, ooh, ooh. Like, she doesn't take any, like nobody learns anything. Nobody stops and goes, maybe we're being a little too hard on Orla. Or everybody goes, hey, maybe we should lend a hand and help her rather than hinder her so she can work on bigger things for the ship. Like, we never get a moment where the characters realize how they're impacting her. We just get, Orla, we need you, Orla, Orla, Orla. Like, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that because it feels very disingenuous. Like, the crew's never acted like that before, but up to now, the crew's acting like that because it's the focus of the episode. But they never learn from it. That's the problem. They never stop and be like, oh, I'm sorry. Or, like, we never see Dot go, hey, I went into the system and updated a few things on the computer, so now the machines can work faster. Or Murdoch's like, maybe I could clean up the kitchen myself sometime so that you can have time to work on the stove. Or like, nobody ever learns anything. They just sort of keep depending on her like this. I don't know. Just that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Now let's talk about the gripe. The biggest gripe. Captain Pikachu. I like Captain Pikachu as a character. Definitely a great, unique way to come at Pikachu. I love the strong arm boss Pikachu. I love him. They gotta stop relying on his ass to save them every freaking time. Like, every time. Really? It happened back to back this time. And when they fought Team Explorers, Captain Pikachu came in. Like, they gotta stop. I understood the Team Explorers one. That one's fine. But they don't need Captain Pikachu every time. It feels like Liko and Roy don't get much chances to grow outside of what they got. What? Sprigatito, Hatenna, Wattrail, and Fuecoco with limited moves? No chances for evolution, no chances for new moves. Sprigatito's moveset is trash. Leafage, Quick Attack, Sweet Scent, Scratch. What? Ugh. And Fuecoco's so unbalanced. Tackle, Bulldoze, Flamethrower, Ember. Ugh. Oh, God. And it's because Captain Pikachu saves their asses every time. Like, oh, it's getting annoying. When the Weezings came to attack Roy and Liko, I was like, oh, okay, they're dealing with poison types. They realistically can't do much against it because Sprigatito. But then Metagross came, and I'm like, cool, this means Orla's gonna, like, fight, and maybe they can, like, find a way to, like, get an edge. Nope, Captain Pikachu comes in, kills them all, basically, until Freed shows up and makes them eat smoke. Okay, the episode before that. Oh, they're dealing with the thief. They're having like a 2-on-1 with the thief, and the thief is like doing all these cool moves. What are they gonna do? How is it Captain Pikachu comes in, fucking saves them? No! Let them figure it out. Liko could have been like, oh, I'm fighting too aggressively. I know what I can do. Hey, Sprigatito, move in with Quick Attack. Stop. Now you Sweet Sin. It slows down their moves. Roy, hit him now. Fuecoco, Flamethrower. Blow. Knocks them all away. Like, there could have been a cohesive level of teamwork. No, Captain Pikachu just comes in and basically saves them. And I'm like, no. How are they supposed to progress as characters if Pikachu's doing all the work? Oh, that's what annoyed me, and it happened in both episodes. Oh, God. That lowers the score of both episodes, too, because I liked them. They're actually funny. They were dealing with character development. They were using the characters in fun ways. I liked all of that, but it became too reliant on this running thing, and I'm just like, I even like that Free got held up because he was chasing him, but he was being a bit too reckless because of Charizard, so he has to go, like, fix everything. And, like, you could have just kept Captain Pikachu back there picking up apples, you know, putting them back at the fruit stand or something. Liko and Roy need to handle things. Like, how are they going to grow? How are they going to grow if they keep getting babied? That hurt both episodes hard. I would have definitely given both episodes an 8 out of 10, maybe even a 9 for development and using the characters in unique ways, but Captain Pikachu brings both of them down to like a 7. I'm sorry, it happened back to back. At this point, it's just a running thing. Yeah, it basically makes the episodes average now. Cause it's like, come on, you could have had them grow. No, like these are the episodes we need in order to have them develop slowly on their own. Liko and Roy need smaller stakes so that they can gain strength for the bigger stakes. The bigger stakes are Team Explorers. Captain Pikachu can show up in those. The plot demands pick Captain Pikachu for those. That's fine. But these little stakes like the peddly little lying thief and the angry wheezing, like, come on, did we need Captain Pikachu for that? That's like bringing a bazooka to a knife fight. Like, that's unnecessary. But with that being said, I still enjoyed the premise of both episodes, even though it had a freaking Captain Pikachu screen nuke attached to both of them. But I will give both episodes a 7 out of 10. But the next episode is going to be the mystery Pokemon behind the slipping and the clanging. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to review that episode by itself. And then episodes 31 and 32, I'm going to review those together. Because I think I got a feeling that those 2 episodes are combined. Those 2 episodes have something to do with each other. So I'm going to review those episodes together. But episode 30, I'm going to go ahead and review by itself. So with that being said, I will see y'all next time. Tyrone TG3 out.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I need to watch that. That's a bunch of anime.
Oh,
Yes! Yeah, we can't make it. Yeah, we're not Sonic. We're not. Come in with blue eyes.